Alright, guys, I'm back. This is going to be probably the final part that I'm going to do of my horror movie DVD collection. So, here it is right here, and we're going to continue on. This first one here, I didn't even know that I owned until I was looking through my collection of movies and I found it. And it's some movie here called Monster Hunter with David Carradine. I don't even know what this movie is about. If anyone has heard of it or seen it, leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys, what it's about or anything like that. I might have to watch it one day. I don't know anytime soon, but probably check it out. But like I said, let me know what exactly this movie's about. I'm surprised I even have it and don't even know what it's about. There it is, Monster Hunter. Moving right along here is another remake that I have, and that is so we can get this glare off of here. Movie My Bloody Valentine 3D, which stars Jensen Ackles, Jamie King, and Kerr Smith. Also, Tom Atkins, the man, shows up as well. And it's a pretty good remake. I enjoyed it. And thing. I like the original more, but this one was pretty good as well. It had some decent kill scenes into it in it as well. So it is My Bloody Valentine. Moving right along, and this one is kind of specifically for giving a shout out to Miss Hard Chick. This is for you basically. Since we both have the same common interest of this movie, and that is Near Dark. There it is right there, Near Dark, which stars Adrian Pasdar, Lance Hendrickson, Bill Paxton, and also Jeanette Goldstein as well, directed by Catherine Bigelow. And I'm just going to take it out and just give it a good show here. Give it a good showing. There it is. Let's do a quick once through. Like I say, Miss Hardchick, this is for you. Since we both enjoy this movie a lot, just want to show that off. And moving right along here, the next one being the original Night of the Living Dead, directed by George A. Romero. Here it is right here. It's an anniversary edition as well. So there it is. Moving right along, the 1990 remake, Night of the Living Dead 90, directed by Tom Savini, starring Tony Todd. Pretty good. I enjoyed this remake a lot. Also, I'm surprised that Tom Savini hasn't done more directing. Um, Also, moving right along here. Next up on the list is the movie Pandorum, which stars Dennis Quaid and Ben Foster. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. It kind of put me in the mindset of the original Alien. Also, movies like Event Horizon, even Sunshine, the movie Sunshine to a degree. So if you haven't seen this one, I highly check it out if you like these kind of sci-fi monster movies. Pandorum. Moving right along, another Wes Craven movie here. It's one of his not so well known ones, and that is People Under the Stairs, which stars Brandon Adams from the Sandlot fame, and also in an earlier movie role, Ving Rhames is in this as well. If you haven't seen it, definitely should check it out and everything like that. Don't let go into much into it, but there it is, People Under the Stairs. Moving right along here. Now this is a movie doesn't have a case, so I have to open it up and show it off what exactly it is, and that is Phantoms. If you can see that there, you can see that Phantoms. Kind of can see it a little bit, but that's what the movie is. Phantoms, the movie with Ben Affleck, Liv Schreiber, Rose McGowan, and Joanne Goin, and Peter O'Toole as well. Pretty good monster movie type. Kind of reminiscent of the Blob in a way. Also has a The Thing type of elements. There's a scene there with the dog that kind of reminds me of The Thing. Also, moving right along here. Moving on, here it is. A Roger Corman classic, the original Piranha. Haven't seen the remake or anything, Piranha 3D, anything like that. Probably will here in a while when it comes out. Probably watch it and give a review of both and give a good comparison of what I like about both and what I don't like about, type of deal. But anyway, Piranha. Moving right along here. One of my favorite movies to watch from time to time. Excuse me. And that is Pitch Black, starring Vin Diesel, Rhoda Mitchell, and Keith David. Pretty good monsters, sci-fi thriller. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend checking this one out. Maybe not so much Chronicles of Riddick, but Pitch Black is a definite to watch, basically. Moving right along here. I know a lot of people didn't really like this movie and for reasons I don't know, but I enjoyed it a lot because I am a fan of the series, and that movie is Predators, which was produced by Robert Rodriguez but directed by Nimrod Antal, and it stars Adrian Brody, um, what's the name, Alicia Braga, um, Danny Trejo, and Lawrence Fishburne. Pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed it. It has a lot of homages to the original and everything like that. The one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not so much anything having to do with Predator 2, but I'll probably talk about that another time. Moving right along here. Another movie that I enjoy a lot, and I feel like it's very underrated. Came out in 1999, and that movie is Ravages. Here, as you can see it through the glare, stars Guy Pearce, Robert Carlyle, Jeffrey Jones, and David Arquette. Pretty good movie as well about cannibals in the 1800s. It's kind of, some say it's kind of homoerotic or whatever. I heard things about that because of the whole relationship between Guy Pearce and Robert Carlyle. I don't really see it, but at the same time, you have to watch it to see it really. So anyway, I highly recommend this movie since it is vastly underrated or not even rated at all. I mean, it kind of didn't even have a theatrical release or anything like that. I mean, it did, but it was here today, gone tomorrow type of thing. So, but I highly recommend watching Ravages. Um, Next up here is Resident Evil, which I finally took the wrapper off. If you've seen my previous video about movies I own and everything like that, you know what I'm talking about here. If you haven't, go back and watch it and give it a listen, give it a watch, and let me know. Still have to take the little security tab things off here. It stars Millie Jovovich and one of my favorites, Michelle Rodriguez, and it was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. I say the first of the four, and this was still the best one. I saw the new one, Afterlife. I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot better than Resident Extinction, but this one is still the best of the four. Moving right along here, and I have to say the title the way the people in the movie say the guy's name, and that is Shaun of the Dead. I have to say Shaun because it is a British movie starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, and it was directed by Edgar Wright. And I just love this movie to death because of all the homages it has to not only George A. Romero, but a lot of good zombie films of yesteryear. So once again, that's Shaun of the Dead. Moving right along. Next up is another Wes Craven film that's kind of underrated. It doesn't get too much talk about. Came out in the late '80s, and that movie is Shocker. See it is right there, and it stars Michael Murphy, Peter Berg, and Mitch Pileggi. I think that's how you pronounce it. If not, someone let me know the correct pronunciation of his last name. Basically, I just call him Skinner because he played Skinner off of the X Files. And if anyone who's seen or a fan of the X Files and have never seen Shocker, and you know how his character Skinner was on there, definitely check him out in this because his character Horace Pinker is a wild man. He's crazy. He basically carries the movie in a big way. Also, supporting cast member is Ted Raimi. He has a small part. Sam Raimi's brother. Ted Raimi also has a small part in it. And also, I think the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington kind of took a lot of elements from this movie as well. So there's Shocker. Definitely, I say check this one out if you haven't seen it. Moving right along here is movie Slither, which came out in the earlier 2000s. Stars Nathan Fillion of Firefly slash Serenity slash Buffy the Vampire Slayer fame, Elizabeth Banks, Greg Henry, and Michael Rucker as Grant. That's right, his first name and last name are the same. Directed by James Gunn, who also wrote the screenplay for the Dawn of the Dead remake. Here we are again with another movie that I don't have a actual cover for, and that movie is one of my favorites to watch, and I highly recommend this movie to anyone who's a fan of Rutger Hauer, and that is Split Second. This movie came out in the late 80s, and it either late 80s or early 90s. I can't really remember. But the movie, if anyone's seen Predator 2, I think Predator 2 took a lot of elements from this film as well and everything like that. Even there's a subway scene that's kind of similar in both, but Split Second came out first, and I highly recommend that. Moving right along. Now this is a double feature here, and that is Bordello of Blood and Demon Knight Tales from the Crypt. Now I got this strictly for Demon Knight because it is the better of the two, and I highly recommend watching Demon Knight. Both are good and entertaining, but Demon Knight for me is the better one. It stars Billy Zane. Um, Jada Pinkett Smith, and William Sadler. Now, Bordello of Blood stars Dennis Miller, and he's pretty good in as a little sleazy detective, but just not as good as Demon Knight, especially if you watch Demon Knight first, and then. But it doesn't matter which order you're watching it. Either way, I'm pretty sure everyone is going to say that Demon Knight is the better of the two. But there it is, the double feature there, Tales from the Crypt films. Moving right along here is a 90s classic, in my opinion, monster movie, and that is the original Tremors. I've seen the sequels. I like part two, but after that, the sequels they kind of go downhill, and even the TV show wasn't as good. Stars Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, Michael Gross, and Reba McEntire. That is Tremors. Then moving on here to my favorite horror movie, sci-fi, whatever you want to call it, because it has a mix of all different genres, and that is John Carpenter's The Thing, which stars Kurt Russell and a great ensemble cast here. This to me is the epitome of what a good movie is. I know I'm a real big fan of this movie, so I'm very biased to it. So there it is. I'm pretty sure if I did my top 10, this would be number one. And it is number one to me and everything. And I compare every horror movie that's come out since to this movie. So there it is. John Carpenter's Thing. Moving right along here is another double feature here, and that is Waxwork and Waxwork 2 Lost in Space. Lost in Time, sorry about that, not Lost in Space. That's a totally different movie. Waxwork 2 Lost in Time. Seen the first a lot, but I haven't really seen two that many times. Probably give this a watch one night this week. I don't know. Maybe even do a review about it. So that's that. Moving right along here is a movie that came out in 2009, and that is Zombieland, starring Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin with a great cameo. Sorry if I'm spoiling for anyone, but it's a great cameo showing up of Bill Murray in this movie as well. All right, moving right along here, and these are the last two that we're going to do for this video, and that is Blu-ray of Night of the Creeps, which I love, which stars of the man Tom Atkins again, directed by Fred Decker. And then here is the original Friday the 13th that I have here on Blu-ray, which is directed by Sean S. Cunningham, and Tom Savini did the special makeup effects. And also, excuse me, Kevin Bacon makes an appearance in this as well. So that concludes my horror movie collection, and I left one movie off of here that I'm going to do a review on, and I will have that up right after I upload all of these. Thank you guys for watching. If there's any movies that you feel that I should add to my horror collection, let me know. Leave comments. If you ones that you like in my horror collection, let me know also. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace.